Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Alrighty, what a good way to start out the day. The Prime Minister Al-Sudani talking about the exchange rate. So let's get into this. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. Here we go. Sudanese advisor details Iraq's financial situation and touches on exchange rates. The Prime Minister's advisor to Financial and Economic Affairs on Tuesday showed the real growth rate in the non-oil GDP of Iraq while referring to Iraq's financial situation. Saleh said in an interview, the basis comes from the strength of the foreign asset reserves owned by Iraq, which now exceeds $100 billion, which is the national currency cover, which means that there is full coverage of the national currency issued in foreign currency, which provides the ideal stability for the exchange rate of the Iraqi Dinar, as well as those foreign reserves embody the commercial efficiency of Iraq, as those reserves cover more than 15 commercial months, while the global standard is only 3 to 6 months. So yesterday in the video, when I calculated it out, they only had about 6 months. So they're saying they have 15 months. So this is phenomenal, to be honest with you, because like I said, in order for them to be on the Forex, there are certain criteria that they must meet. One of them is they have to have 3 to 6 months worth of foreign reserves that cover their imports. So good, they have 15 months worth. That's even better than what I thought. He added, we must not forget the current account surplus of the balance of payments relative to GDP is also not less than positive 8%. Which is a higher indicator that reflects the strength of the external sector to the national economy, that is, in its stability and growth. He pointed out that the real growth rate in Iraq's non-oil GDP has touched 6%, and it expresses the growth of the activities of important sectors, foremost of which is the movement of the reconstruction, construction, housing, and the development of the transport and digital communication sector. And there is a continuous movement in the development of the agriculture sector thanks to government support for crops. And we expect Iraq's production of grains to reach 6 million tons in the next few months. If they could pull that off, that would be big, because they were struggling big time with their agriculture, not to mention the issues that they have with Turkey when it comes to the water that comes down the Tigris River. So like I said in the video that I released last night, these are the things that Iraq needs to do to turn around and get back on the Forex. After all the rumors going around that they were on some magical private screen. Not true. Sudanese calls on the IFC to open training institute in Iraq to develop banking. Al-Sudani discussed areas of cooperation with the delegation of the International Finance Corporation. The Prime Minister Al-Sudani received today, Tuesday, the delegation of the International Finance Corporation, headed by the Vice President. The meeting witnessed a review of the areas and prospects of cooperation between Iraq and the Foundation, which is one of the institutions of the World Bank, stressing the government's progress and economic reforms measure to improve the investment environment, as well as the implementation of projects that contribute to increasing the GDP, supporting non-oil sectors, and empowering the private sector. Well, now, if I didn't know any better, I could see Iraq is watching my videos once again. These are things I touched on last night in that video. Making sure that they create a positive investment environment, which is what they're working on. His Excellency called on the Foundation to open a training institute in Iraq, specializing in developing banking and preparing economic models for projects, and supporting the orientation of the Iraq private sector in the cement and construction materials industry, with the increase in demand following the progress of new city projects, as well as the development of the capabilities of the general company for carbon economies, which Iraq is working to establish. Al-Sudani stressed the importance of supporting the projects associated with the development road project, as well as completing the discussions of the plans prepared to rehabilitate Baghdad's international airport, which is sponsored by the foundation. The foundation stressed its readiness to cooperate with Iraq in all fields and valued the government's role in expanding reforms and adopting a path that contributes to reducing carbon emissions, noting that the continuation of work to achieve plans for the rehabilitation and expansion of Baghdad's international airport support sustainable development and promote the growth of diverse economic sectors. So Iraq is actually working on all the points that I was trying to make last night, so there's no doubt they're listening to my video. Most of the crises that accompanied us led to the collapse of our national currency, the dinar, were due to the wars that were forcibly imposed on Iraq by some major powers for many years. And the dollar was the final command that dominated the economic scene and contributed to destroying the value of the Iraqi dinar. That's one of the things that Dr. Shabibi brought up during the Paris Agreement. They're trying to make him sign it. He refused to. He said this does good at lowering our inflation, but it actually kills our ability to grow economically and will kill the dinar. So he refused it, but he was talked back into going to the table, and they signed into the Paris Agreement. In 1970, a piece of land with an area of 600 square meters in most of the prestigious places in our city of Architect was worth 5,000 dinars. And today, the same piece is worth 1.5 billion dinars. This is how playing with the fate of peoples was in order to weaken them and control them. It's human and oil resources, which is exactly what I spoke about before. Today, the economic world is witnessing a qualitative boom in awareness. Yeah, I would say so. And very soon it will overthrow the dollar, and its name will be changed in the coming period to the dinar. And in the end, it will completely lose its value, and its printing price will be equal to a number of cents. In a televised interview with the Iraq president, the engineer al-Sudani, he uttered a very important phrase, keep the dinar. Today, through my humble vision, I bear witness that the dinar will return to its lofty economic value, away from wars and violence, through a new era that imposes its culture will in the region and the world. So al-Sudani is heading over to the United States to talk about the withdrawal of the troops. 3 committees are working to evaluate the joint work between America and Iraq, with the first committee working on American withdrawal in a technical manner. He added the second and third committees are working to evaluate the extent of the regional withdrawal step and the ability of the Iraqi forces in logistical support in other matters. He pointed out that the Prime Minister intends to visit Washington in order to end the American presence while emphasizing bilateral relations between the two parties. So I don't know about you, but definitely within the past year, we have seen more and more exciting news. It isn't just talk and hype like you usually get from the content creator. This time we actually see articles that are showing the progress that Iraq is making in order to start working and trading with the international market. They're doing all they can to strengthen their currency while at the same time show stability of it. So yeah, it's kind of hard not to do the pee-pee dance a little bit. But like I say, just stay grounded. Things are going good. They're actually going a lot quicker than I anticipated. Keep your fingers crossed, and let's hope that Iraq gets back on track and we get something good for our investment. Anyways, that's it for now. Look forward to your comments. I'll catch you later. I'm out.